we've received some really great questions from the community that I would now like to pose, if that is all right with everyone. If it's not all right, I'm going to do it anyway. So.
All right, I'll take the first one. What's one thing the broader non-disabled community can do to be allies as we strive for equal representation? Jasmine, do you want to begin?
I think having a voice, is important for everyone. And if for people who aren't disabled, speaking up, when things aren't accessible, or, just being a part of the movement, even if you're not disabled, is huge, is powerful.
I'll say it again, hire us, hire musicians, actors, managers, whatever it might be, people with disabilities, and then give us opportunities, give us the same opportunities that non-disabled people get, and then also provide us with platforms to really just showcase ourselves, showcase our lives, showcase our talents.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that you should do, whether you're disabled or non-disabled, is join a disability inclusion group. And that might be just in your community, it might be in your workplace, but that will give you an opportunity to learn from and support disabled people.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm the resident bookworm here, but I think reading our books that disabled authors write, and many publishers will pass on books with disabled characters because they think that non-disabled readers will feel alienated by that. But we've seen in recent years disabled authors just doing amazingly in the industry. So I think if you, pre-order the books, purchase them at the bookstore, post about them on social media, do a book club for disabled authors, just anything like that. And because word of mouth is so huge, it really is. And I think that will make a huge difference.
Buy our books.
Yes, yes.
All right, so do you have any habits or mantras that keep you motivated? James, I feel like you'll have a mantra. I think you'll have a good one.
Yeah, I mean, mine's it came from a humorous place, but it also has a lot of serious for me, but I just say don't mess up. And it's just kind of like, you have one shot, make it good. And so it adds pressure to myself, but I also kind of laugh about it, which keeps it a little bit light. But it really just allows me to be present in the moment and just be really, really focused. So everything I do, I'm saying don't mess up.
Yeah, I think mine is, I touched on this earlier, but my story to not be everything to everyone. That affirmation is so important to me because it reminds me that not everyone will understand my work, and that's okay. The people that need my work and will benefit from it will find it in time. And I just have to be brave enough to put it out there.
That's awesome. Mine is have the courage to be who you are. As someone who, is just afraid to put myself out there and just, that's huge for me. So all I know is I have today, and that's it, and I'm gonna do my best. So, and just be myself. That's all I can be.
It sounds like having a mantra is a super important thing for keeping yourself motivated and moving forward in the direction that you want to be going. My mantra is actually the opposite of you, James. So we're in different forms of art, but mine is mess up because you can edit and you can rewrite, and so I just encourage myself to create every day so that I keep that part of my mind working and knowing that I can always edit and fix up anything that I write on the first draft. So absolutely.
All right, so it's time for our last question of the day. This is one that is really important for the future generations. So, what impact do you think greater representation will have on kids with SMA today? Jasmine, do you want to begin?
Well, as a mom, kids, they obviously, they're seeing their leaders, and they're getting influences young. And as a kid who didn't have much representation, I know it would be huge to empower them to just pursue their dreams, and just be themselves and not let their disability limit them, and just push through it.
I think it gives kids confidence earlier in life to work towards their goals. If you see someone, an adult with your disability, doing something that you aspire to do, that shows you a path of how to get there. And so it makes that dream more realistic and attainable, I think. So important. What do you think, James?
Yeah, honestly, essentially what you said, Shane. Like, for me, I always like to see an example of what's being done that I want to do. And when I was a kid, I never saw someone like me doing what I wanted to do. So if I can see that and visualize it, I'm like, oh, this is possible. And so I think if kids with SMA can see people doing what they want to do, I think they'll be like, oh, I can do this too. And I hope that will set them on the path to do what it takes to get there.
Yeah, I mean, after what everyone else said, kids with SMA will know that they belong wherever they want to belong, because the world around them will reflect that truth, which is so important.
All right, well, that is all the questions and all the time that we have today. So I would like to once again thank all of our wonderful panelists, my wonderful co-moderator, I have to say that, and thank you to all of you at home who are watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know we all had a great time. If you're interested in more content from us and other people living with SMA, you can visit smamyway.com. There is lots of very interesting and educational and funny content on that site. So check it out, and thank you again, everyone.